My wife went on a secret trip with her lover and 3 members of her family. When they returned, the house had already been sold. I had packed everything up and moved abroad. The message arrived at 2:14 a.m. I wasn't supposed to see it. The phone buzzed once against the wooden nightstand, then fell silent again. My wife was in the shower, water running, steam filling the hallway. I stared at the glowing screen like it was a loaded gun. For a moment, I told myself not to look. Trust is a strange thing. You protect it, even when it's already dead. The screen lit up again. 1 sentence, just one. The tickets are confirmed. Your husband still doesn't suspect anything. My chest tightened. Not with rage, with something colder. Curiosity. I picked up the phone slowly, careful not to wake whatever illusion was still sleeping inside this house. The sender's name wasn't saved, but the preview message continued underneath. 3 of your family members already know. It'll be our perfect week together. I stared at those words. Our perfect week. Together. My reflection looked back at me from the black screen. Calm. Too calm. The bathroom door opened. She stepped out wrapped in a towel, hair dripping down her shoulders. She smiled when she saw me holding her phone. A small smile. Confident. Unafraid. Who texted? I asked quietly. She didn't hesitate. Just my cousin, she said. Then she took the phone from my hand and kissed my cheek. Warm, familiar, practiced. I nodded slowly, and in that moment, something inside my chest shut off completely. Not anger, not heartbreak, just silence. Because when people lie that easily, they forget one thing. The quiet ones are always the most dangerous. The next morning, she mentioned the trip, casually, like it had always been planned. I'm thinking about going away for a few days, she said while pouring coffee. Her voice was light. Normal. Family trip. I watched the steam rise from my cup. Where? Turkey, she said. Just me, my sister, my cousin, and my uncle. 4 people. 3 family members. Exactly like the message said. I nodded. Sounds nice. She studied my face, looking for something. Suspicion. Anger. Anything. But I gave her nothing. Just a quiet sip of coffee. Inside my head, however, the pieces were already moving. People think betrayal explodes like a bomb. It doesn't. It spreads like poison. Slow. Invisible. By the time you notice it, it's already everywhere. Over the next few days, I watched her. The way she smiled while texting. The way she turned her phone away when I entered the room. The way she hummed softly while packing clothes into her suitcase. Happiness. That was the strange part. She looked happy. Not guilty. Not nervous. Happy. Which meant one thing. This wasn't new. This had been happening for a long time. The night before the trip, she kissed me again. Longer this time. Like she was rewarding a dog for good behavior. I'll miss you, she whispered. I nodded. But inside my mind, a very different sentence formed. You already have. At the airport the next morning, her family waved goodbye enthusiastically. Her sister, her cousin, her uncle, all smiling, all pretending, all part of the same quiet lie. I hugged them politely, looked each one in the eyes, and wondered which one of them knew. Or maybe they all did. As her plane disappeared into the sky, I finally allowed myself to breathe. Not from sadness, from clarity. Because the moment that plane left the ground, so did my marriage. The first thing I did was go home. Not to cry, not to drink, to work. Betrayal isn't emotional for me. It's logistical. I opened her laptop, her tablet, her old phones. Most people think deleting messages hides the truth. It doesn't. Data leaves fingerprints, and she had left plenty. Within 2 hours, I found him. His name appeared repeatedly in hidden folders. Travel confirmations, screenshots, messages saved under fake names, but the photos gave him away. They always do. One picture stopped me. It was taken at a beach, my wife standing beside a tall man with dark hair, her head resting on his shoulder. Both smiling like the world belonged to them. The timestamp was from 8 months ago. 8 months. That meant every kiss she gave me since then had already been a lie. I leaned back in the chair, closed my eyes, and felt something strange settle inside me. Not pain, precision. Because if she had been living 2 lives for 8 months, then she had unknowingly given me 8 months of advantage. I began checking financial records next. Joint accounts, property records, savings, retirement funds, everything. People underestimate paperwork, but money always reveals the truth. By evening, I had discovered something interesting. Very interesting. She had been secretly transferring small amounts of money to her sister for months. Not large enough to trigger alarms, but consistent, methodical, preparing for something, preparing to leave. The realization made me smile. She thought she was planning an escape. She thought she was the clever one. I opened a new folder on my computer and began making calls. Real estate agents, lawyers, bank managers, quiet conversations, fast arrangements. By midnight, the plan had already begun. If she wanted a new life, I would make sure she returned to a completely different one. On the third day of her family trip, I received confirmation. The property transfer was approved. The house was officially sold. Cash transaction. Immediate closing. The buyers were eager. They didn't ask questions. They just wanted the house quickly. Perfect. I stood in the empty living room later that night. Boxes stacked against the walls. I watched the city lights flicker on as night settled over the streets below, and for the first time in years, my mind felt completely quiet. No lies, no suspicion, no pretending, just distance. Because the day she boarded that plane with her lover, she believed she was leaving me behind. But the truth was much simpler. She didn't escape. She just gave me the perfect reason to disappear. And the most dangerous thing about a quiet man is that when he finally leaves, he takes everything with him.